I think the most unbelievable aspect of Maniratnam is that 27 years after the release of his first movie, he is still relevant even today. That's almost insane when you consider the fact that he's in an industry where people are forgotten in a matter of days. So, how is he able to do this? I mean, of course, he has been pushing his boundaries as a filmmaker, but there has to be something else. There has to be another reason why he's able to awe inspire generations of audiences, why he's still relatable even in this rapidly changing world. And even at 64, he's one of the most sought after Indian directors. I think that's because of his ability to capture the imagination of that era. To understand what I mean, let's look at one love story set in two different generations. No, I'm not talking about Love Ajkal. I'm talking about Ale Payode and OK Kanmani. This is Filmacharya, and here's how you update a love story. Ale Payode and OK Kanmani are two movies of Maniratnam that went on to become commercially and critically successful. How do I know this? Both the movies spawned shitty Bollywood remakes. Also, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched these movies yet, go watch them. What else are you doing with your life? Back to topic. So why would I call Ale Payode and OK Kanmani the same love story? That's because, technically, they are the same story. Trust me, just look at the story structure of both the movies. In Alepayode, we have two characters: the charismatic, ambitious, and insanely cute Karthik, the intelligent, feisty, and incredibly pretty Shakti. The movie starts with a wedding sequence, which is a Maniratnam directing masterclass. Like seriously, there's so much happening in this song sequence that it deserves a video of its own. Karthik and Shakti meet each other at the wedding. Then begins the courtship phase, where they spend time with each other. But due to family complications, they get separated. This makes them sorely miss each other. They then decide to elope, get married, and live together. But here, they come to the realization that relationships are not easy and finally fall in love. In OK Kanmani, we have two characters: the charismatic, ambitious, and insanely cute Adi, the intelligent, feisty, and incredibly pretty Tara. The movie starts with a wedding sequence where Adi and Tara meet each other. Then begins the courtship phase where they spend time with each other. They then decide to live together for a short period of time before flying off to pursue their respective careers. But then, they get temporarily separated due to family complications. This makes them sorely miss each other. And when it's time to leave, they come to the realization that relationships are not easy and finally fall in love. Wait a minute. If they're essentially the same story, how did it become relatable to people of two different generations? That's because the emotions and actions of the characters in the movie explore the idea of relationship expectations in the two different generations. Alepayode was released in the year 2000, the dawn of the IT era. The trending careers of the late 90s were software engineering and medical. Hence, we have Karthik, who founds an IT company, and Shakti, who's learning to be a doctor. Romance at this time, outside of an arranged marriage setting, meant men and women yearned to find their one true soulmate, marry them, and then manage their careers around the lives of their partners. OK Kanmani, on the other hand, was released in 2015, when computers and the internet were household items and higher education overseas was becoming more and more common. That's why we have Adi, who wants to be a successful video game developer, and Tara, who's applying to France to get her master's in architecture. This access to world culture meant we were more than okay with pursuing a career and having multiple relationships until we finally find stability in our career and the right partner to settle down with. So that's it. That's why OK Kanmani is an update to Alepayode. Just because Maniratnam made the same love story with relationship expectations of two different generations? What is the point he was trying to make? If you noticed when I was talking about the similarity in story structure of both the movies, I mentioned that they fell in love in the end of the movie. Because that is the central theme of Ale Payade and OK Kanmani. This theme expresses what Maniratnam truly believes about love and why it has remained unchanged over the two generations. We can decipher the theme if you look at the supporting couples in both the movies. In Alepayade, we have Arvind Swami's character, who was ready to sacrifice his life by telling the police that it was him who caused the accident, even though in reality it was his wife. In OK Kanmani, it is Prakash Rai's character who is ready to entirely dedicate himself to take care of his wife, who has advanced Alzheimer's disease. This makes the protagonists of both movies realize that even though generations change, self sacrifice is still the truest form of love. It is only when they realize that they are ready to sacrifice themselves for the sake of their loved ones, they are truly in love. So Maniratnam not only told love stories of two different generations, but he was able to express his idea of what has remained unchanged about love, even though the world has changed. And that, Imtiaz Ali, is how you update a love story. I feel Indian films are criminally underrated. That's why I've started Filmacharya, a YouTube channel to appreciate Indian films and films in general. Please like, share and subscribe if you would like to watch more such videos. And don't forget to comment what movie you want me to talk about next. Thank you.